Good afternoon. Welcome to Crafty Kaylee Creations. I'm Kaylee. It's Sunday afternoon here for me, the end of the weekend. I hope you're all going well. And I just thought I would pop on and show you what I've done with the embroidery. I haven't finished all of them yet. I still think I'd like to add some more. However, thought I'd just pop on and do some beading. I've got it zoomed in quite a lot, so I want to make sure that you'll be able to see what I'm doing. Okay. So I just thought I was going through all my beads. I have containers and containers of beads, and these ones look like that they might be suitable to go on the bodice of this. Well, I didn't know whether to put the blue, might be a bit too much. Now I'm looking at it. I'm wondering if I should put some little pearly ones in there. They're clear. They might be too big to go in there, and they're cream. They're not white. So or I thought I was all organised and knew what I was going to start with. However, I've changed my mind. So well, they're too big for the scale of what it is. How are we going to look with these? Clear or I do have some white, but there's not many. I don't know that there would be enough to fill it up. I think we'll just start with these and see how they go, maybe. Just use my little dish I bought when I was in Japan from Miyajima. That's the Miyajima Torii Gate. Put a few in there. This isn't an actual beading needle, however, it's a straight shaft needle. The whole needle's the same all the way up and should definitely go through the beads. So, I wonder if I should do some blue and white. And that way, Can you see here? Should I come down a bit more? Maybe here. No, I can't see it. No. It's not right. It's not what I want to do. Okay, that can go back away because I'm really not liking that at all. Well, that's a no. That's a big no. Let's have a look what's in here. Okay, let's start again. Oh gosh. My husband's been very sicky. Friday afternoon he came down with a bit of a cough, and then when he woke up yesterday, he's full blown very sick. So we're just staying in for the weekend, and we won't be going down to look after the grandchildren tomorrow. I'm not sure. No, I think it was a week since I did my last post. Our youngest grandson was very sick, and we had to, well, we didn't have to, but we picked him up from daycare. How's this going to work? Hold on. What am I doing here? Let's see. I'm not sure that. Picked him up from daycare on Tuesday and looked after him for the day. So we're thinking that might have been where my husband got it from. And he had to have a couple of days off daycare. So that's no good. And so I've just been praying and hoping that I don't get it also. Because one of us has to look after each other, the both of us. So I like that. I think I'll stick with that. Quite like that. I hope you're all keeping well. Have a cup of tea. Doing some stitching. I think I might just put 3. White one. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay. Okay, that's a nice little bodice. There's another one the same down here. I won't be, as I said before, I won't be embroidering all of it or putting all the same things on each one. I might just add three here. Make sure I've got another 3 white, because a lot of them in here are cream. I don't even know where I got these from. I've had most of my beads for many years. It's only in the last 12 months I bought some thread packs from Jennifer Clouston, which had some beads in them. These ones, these are all my new ones that are colour streams. And then I went and bought some more colour stream ones myself. So I've got a little bit of a collection there of the colour streams. A lot of my other beads, most of the ones in here are Mill Hill beads, I think they are. I bought many years ago to do different projects. So that's what those ones are. I hadn't even opened any of them. They were all new in the packet, so it's so great I can use them. I don't even know why I bought them years ago, but and then I also have a lot of beads that are on string beads. I'd made a few projects where you knit the beads on the tiniest knitting needles using perlé thread, and they're still on the threads. I didn't want to pull them off just in case I want to make a couple more of those projects using them. Sorry if there's a lot of quiet time while I'm doing this. I don't have a lot to talk about, really. That one's a bit big, isn't it, compared to the other ones? Will I get it off? The other one's a bit flatter. Oh yeah, she'll come off. Here we go. Here's a flat one. That will be better. This is just a little mixture of beads, which I don't know where they came from. I'm using double thread, which I don't generally do when I do beading. And I know now why, because it's not going very good, is it? One more here. Uh-oh, do I have another white one? Oh, yes, luckily. There aren't too many of them, so... I've never done any paper crafting. Quite a few years ago there, I bought a whole lot of Stampin' Up, I think, to make cards, and it was more or less over COVID, I suppose. That might be 5 years ago. And I spent near on $1,000, I reckon, and I've hardly used any of it. So recently I've been, where's the needle? Here we go. Doing cards for the family for birthdays to use a little bit up, but I've never done any other sort of paper crafts. And recently I joined in the Arty Farty Annie heart swap, and I sent 10 out and I've received 10, and I am thinking I might make a junk journal. I don't know how junky it'll be, but anyway, to use up some of my things that I've accumulated to do with the cardstock, whatever. And because I want to put the cards, I was going to just make a little fabric book and put all the hearts in. However, receiving all the cards with them, I thought it would be nice to keep the card with the heart. So if I make a junk journal with little pockets or little things you slip things in, one side I could slip the card in and the other side I could put the heart on. So that's a project I'm thinking about doing. Okay. So that will be interesting because I've never done it before. I jumped on Amazon last week and bought myself some bookbinding equipment to help. So that's going to be very interesting. Okay, so now what shall I do? I've got some little beads to put here. Oh dear. This is very boring, isn't it? Well, I think it's very boring. You're just sitting here watching me trying to decide what I am going to put where. And so what I might do is leave that, because I really got to look into these beads and decide what I'd like to put where. And sometimes it takes me a little bit of deciding. But that's what I'm up to on that. I just wanted to update you, and I thought I would show you. I did a little bit of washing on some things. This is a tablecloth. I might just zoom you out now that I've done that. Now this is 100% polyester. I haven't used it in years. It's a big table. It's a tablecloth. It's quite a good size, and I'm going to be, well, I think I'm going to be doing the Roxy Journal of Stitchery Volume 8. I'm waiting for a few prompts to come along to see if it's something that I am interested in. So I've decided this will be the background. So that's that. I just washed it up. It's just cream. And I found look, I have got so many old tablecloths from the 80s, 90s, and we just don't use them anymore. I don't know how many people use tablecloths, but we certainly don't. If we're having a family dinner, I'll get out one of my nice big ones and put on the table. Otherwise, my husband and I just use placemats. So I washed this. This is a Ken Doan one. If anyone might have seen it, these in the 1980s. It's a huge round one. It's got Ken Doan here. There we go, 1986. And I washed it up. I've also got many seersucker tablecloths. So I was considering cutting them up, the seersucker ones and this one, so nice and colourful, and selling them in packs. I don't have a channel where I do list things to sell yet. However, I was thinking about starting another Instagram page for that type of thing. I do need to have a big de-stash. I've got so many laces and trims, fabrics that I could put together lovely packs, as well as my gorgeous Japanese fabrics I purchased in Japan last year, along with the kimono pieces I have. So if anyone's interested, please let me know and I will do some up. But I won't do it unless I know anyone's interested. This is a skirt I purchased back in 1996 when I went back to work. It's a Katie's skirt, and I just loved it and could never get rid of it. It's got the most beautiful buttons. So I'm going to cut the buttons off and use the fabric for something. I just love it with the check. And it's a beautiful weave fabric. So I just couldn't get rid of it. I loved wearing it. And now this skirt, it has history. I don't know if you'll be able to see it too much. It's got elastic waistband, and it's in tiers, many tiers. Look at this fabric here. It had a frill on it as well, which I have somewhere. I put it away somewhere. I didn't get rid of it. And my husband bought me this Christmas 1978. I wore it and wore it and wore it and wore it. Washed so much it's getting a little thinnish, but it's still, isn't it fabulous? I love it. I just love it. And yes, I've had this since 1978. So it's nearly 47 years old. And I'm going to unpick it all so I can use the fabrics. I knew it'd come in handy one day for something, but I just couldn't bring myself to get rid of it. And I used to wear a little cream top with it. And do you remember back in the 80s where we all, well, most of us they're about this wide, made of like a rope rattan type thing, a belt, and which covered that. I just hated that for some reason. I just hated it. So I had this belt, and it used to have the little clips on the front where it had 3 circles and the little bobble things this side, and you'd clip it in. Well, I had a few of those, and that's what I used to wear with it, and I just loved it. Could never bear to get rid of it. So I'm glad I kept it. Another one, which is older, I purchased this one in 1976/77. I think 77, maybe early. It's got a few stains on it, well, because it's so old. I've washed it, but I can't get all the stains out of it. This is when I was a size 6 or 8. It's very, very tiny. And I wore it up till I was about 29 before I had children. It was never put on again. So I don't know if I should give it another soaking. I soaked it and washed it, and however, if you look at it, it looks like Toile de Jouy. I feel it does anyway. I just love it. And I bought that in Sydney from, I think it's, no, can't remember if it had the nut. No, what does it say? Something Styles Sydney. It is, and it's a cotton, and it's a size XXSSW, whatever that means, but it's very small. I know that. I loved it to bits, and red is my favourite colour, so I could never get rid of it. I might give it another soak and see if I can get more out. I put it in with a bleach for coloureds. I didn't want to put, I was just not game to put other bleach on it in case it took a lot of the colour out. But I'm wanting to use that in some projects. It's just lovely. I love it, love it, love it. It's got lots of great memories, that dress, wearing that. Now, these two are very, very old. I'm not sure if these will go into the project or what I'm going to do with them. These were my dad's. He was born in 1933. And the seams are, that's got my grandmother's name on it, N.A. Smith, because they would have had to take it to hospital. It's got beautiful French seams on it. And just had the little clip, one little clip here. Yes, it don't, oh no, it's got a little one there, but that one's come undone. 1933. Of course, back in the day, all boys and girls had white. They would put white on them. And this was my dad's also, and little nighties and things. They all had that sort of thing. This was my dad's. This is from 1933. Oh, that's the front. It's just beautiful. Look at that beautiful crocheted lace down the bottom. All hand done. French seams. Beautiful. I love those two pieces. So I have those that were my dad's, and I also have a couple of, I think maybe three dresses they put away. I haven't been able to locate them yet. I've got them somewhere. Dresses that were mine when I was a little girl. And yeah, I just don't want to get rid of them, though. My daughters aren't very impressed with having them, so I'm not sure what will happen, but I just think it's lovely to have these old items. Yeah, so, and anyway, I have been gathering up more toilet rolls, empty toilet rolls, to make some more reels. And so what I want to do is, I've got some the antiquing ink that you put on edges and things. However, my foam brush that I had for it had all disintegrated. They're terrible things, those. So I'm trying to locate and purchase another one of those, or maybe use a paintbrush or something, I'm not sure, to do around the edges to make them look a little bit more antique-y and make some more. Well, that's it for me today, folks. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave me a thumbs up and a comment, and share my video if you wouldn't mind. And I'll come back to you when have some more beading done. Thank you. Bye.